Good morning. Gal, thank you for having Gulfstream here. I had the pleasure of meeting many of you yesterday on board the G500, and it was great to see quite a few Gulfstreams on fleet from the G280, the G4SPs, G650 from FlexJet, and our G500. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes today walking you through who Gulfstream is and our fleet and what our fleet strategy is. I have Michael Rosetsky, our VP for Israel, here with me, and you'll also recognize Nahama from the Lloyd's team. So if you have any questions about any of our products, we'd be happy to talk to you during the breaks. So Gulfstream Aerospace, what do? We believe we create value for our customers. And how do we do that? We believe we design innovative, high-tech products that help our customers go further, faster, and arrive refreshed when they get there. We pride ourselves on providing the best high-quality interiors and providing outstanding customer support, and we've been doing that for over 65 years from the launch of the G1. We're able to do that through the strength of our parent company. For those of you that know Mark Burns, our president, he's been with Gulfstream about 40 years, and if you ask him what the best day in Gulfstream history is, he doesn't say the launch of the G650. He says May 17th, 1999. And that was the day that General Dynamics bought Gulfstream. And when they came in, what they said to us was, "You're not investing enough." And since then, we've invested quite a bit. And we're able to do that because Gulfstream, while we're a very strong business at around $8.5 billion, we're only about 25% of the total revenue of GD. We have a stable aerospace and defense company with stable revenues and long-term contracts that allow us to invest for the future. Gulfstream today, we have about 16,000 employees around 3 continents. We have 3,000 Gulfstream aircraft in the world, and we have 7 aircraft that we offer today, from the G280 all the way up to the G800. I actually need to update this slide. It seems like every month we have a great announcement. I'm proud to go through a few of these. You would have seen we conducted the industry's first 100% sustainable aviation fuel flight. We did that on the G650 just a few months ago. I'm going to talk a lot about sustainability today. It's a core tenet of our company and a core focus from our customers. I think as Richard started out saying, you know, business aviation is at the forefront of a lot of what happens in the world, and climate change and sustainability has never been a hotter topic than it is today. And we realize that it's coming up in all our discussions with our customers, and we think we're well positioned and focused for the future because we believe this is not going to go away. It's going to become more important in our industry, and I think we all need to work together in the industry to provide products, support, and solutions for our customers. So that was a big highlight for us. We recently completed the G700 World Tour. We actually brought the aircraft to Tel Aviv last November. I'm sure some of you got to see it. We had 2 aircraft flying around the world. We hit 25 locations. We flew about 55,000 nautical miles. And something that's pretty amazing for a flight test aircraft with an interior is it made every trip. There were no AOGs. We set 23 speed records, and the aircraft is the finest Gulfstream we've ever brought to market. We're really excited to certify that aircraft later this year. I think Zipporah did a really good job highlighting some of the challenges in the industry. They are very real. We see that with certification efforts. They have changed over the last few years, given events outside of Gulfstream or business aviation in general, and we're working through those. But we look forward to having the 700 certified later this year and in the hands of our customers. We've started production on the G400. We're very excited about that aircraft. We're getting a lot of interest in this part of the world for the aircraft. For those of you that were on the G500 yesterday, you're going to get a similar cabin experience to that aircraft, same cockpit, and we're really excited. We think it's going to do very, very well for a lot of our customers that don't want an aircraft as big as the 500, but want the feel that provides. Last year, we conducted the first flight of the G800. About 2 weeks later, we completed the first international flight. We took the aircraft from Savannah to Farnborough, which is pretty much unheard of for a first flight, to take it all the way across the pond. So that was very exciting. The platform is very mature, even though it's a brand new program. And a lot of that comes into the labs and the investments that I'll talk about in a few slides. We also celebrated the 500th delivery of the G650. That aircraft started delivering at the very end of 2012. So to deliver 500 aircraft in 10 years is pretty remarkable. And the bullet point I'd like to add here that's not on there is actually we just completed our 100th delivery of the G600, and we've also delivered 100 G500. So the next generation aircraft, which are the 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, we already have 200 aircraft in service in a very short period of time. So I mentioned I would talk about sustainability. We believe we are a leader in sustainability. Our new next generation aircraft are designed with improved fuel efficiency. And one thing that I think at the industry as a whole, we do need to tell this story. If you look at the G500, what we had on the ramp yesterday, versus a G450, which only came out of production a few years ago, if you were to run the same 3,000 nautical mile mission for that aircraft at Mach 0.85, you're going to burn 33% less fuel. That's remarkable. And I don't think that story gets told enough. But as you look to our future products, those are the types of efficiency gains we're looking for and we can deliver to our customers, because that's what they're asking for. A lot of the Fortune 500 companies around the world have sustainability targets, CO2 emissions targets. The next generation aircraft will help them get to those targets. And it's not just about the fuel. We talk a lot about SAF, but today it is hard to get in many parts of the world. We hope that will change over the coming years. That is a big thing that the industry needs to do, but it's in the investment in how you build aircraft. We at Gulfstream have a commitment to reduce CO2 emissions by 40% by 2034 and by 50% by 2050. Those are from 2020 levels. So we have a lot of work to do. We're very focused on it, and we believe we will get there. Another recent announcement, we actually got awarded by NBAA, the first and only OEM to hit 4 sustainability awards for our flight department. So the Gulfstream flight department is pretty significant. We have customer support aircraft, our demo fleet, and as well as our corporate transportation. And we were awarded 4 awards for the way we operate. We spend a lot of time working with our customers on how they can work to have their flight department be more sustainable as well. We have a gentleman named Charles Etter, who many of you have probably heard from, that speaks a lot of the conferences. And we try to impart the knowledge that we've gained since we flew the G450 in 2014 on sustainable aviation fuel to eBase. It's been a keen focus of ours and will continue to be. You've probably heard this tagline from us recently, and it's a Gulfstream for every mission. And I think if you look at this page, you'll see that that is indeed the case. So we have the super midsize G280, which has a 3,600 nautical mile range. That entered into service in 2012 and continues to be, and I think Zipporah again hit the nail on the head with her presentation. The super midsize market is one that really took off after COVID. We saw a lot of first-time buyers come into that segment. Surprisingly enough, though, with the amount of first-time buyers we saw enter, our number one product for first-time buyers was actually the G650, which is kind of remarkable. If you think about that, customers going from having no aircraft to buying an aircraft and going to a G650, but that was very closely followed with the G280. The G400, as I mentioned, is a 4,200 nautical mile airplane. That aircraft will enter service into 2025. We've currently built 2 production aircraft, and we're excited to hopefully have that aircraft flying very soon. We're very, very excited about it. We believe it's a hole in the market that we're looking to fill, and a lot of our customers had been asking for. So we're very excited to bring that aircraft to market. The 500, 600 are sister ships, as you may have seen with the 500 yesterday. The 600 is a slightly longer aircraft. It has more range, and it has a crew rest. But one thing that's really interesting about these two aircraft is they actually have 77% part commonality. Zipporah also hit on the supply chain challenges in the industry, and when we designed these aircraft, that was probably not something that would have been forefront, but is very real today. So if you can actually plan your parts based on a larger fleet, but knowing the commonality and having the data behind those, it's very powerful. It helps us find any issues quicker and solve those. And it's also a software-based cockpit, so when there are changes that we need to implement, we can do so quickly. We then have our G650. I don't need to say much about that aircraft. The aircraft speaks for itself. It's been an outstanding performer with over 500 in service. And I would echo Ambassador Nides' comment about Morgan Stanley's aircraft. They were beautiful. I had the pleasure of working with them on them in a previous life when I was based in New York. And then the 700, 800. So the 700 is similar size to the G650, just add 10 feet, and you have the next generation cockpit. It is a phenomenal aircraft. We're building those now. We've got two with full production interiors. One that came to Tel Aviv had a bed and a shower in it. It's something that a lot of our customers had been asking for, and we're excited to start delivering those aircraft later this year. And then the G800 with 8,000 nautical miles at Mach 0.85 and 7,000 nautical miles at 0.90. We talked about the investment that comes with a strong parent company like General Dynamics. We are investing in all areas of aircraft development, from our acoustics lab, as you see there in the middle, to our Iron Bird. We focus on emissions, looking at supersonic flight, advanced flight controls. This allows us to bring aircraft to market and do a lot of the testing in-house at Savannah, so that when you bring an aircraft to market, it is very mature because you've been working it through the labs, and our customers are not the guinea pigs. This is new investments that we've made since the rollout of the G650, and it's really helped us with the 500 and 600, as well as the 700, 800, and 400. We believe in a zero defect culture. This is very, very important for us, as you've seen with the industry in the past. Any sort of event that happens in our industry, we're all under a microscope. We all need to do our part here, and we believe Gulfstream does a very good job at this with our keen focus on zero defects. We have three sales and design centers that we've launched in the last few years, where customers, once they sign up for an aircraft, they can go spec the aircraft. We have one in London, where I'm based, in Mayfair. We have one in Manhattan, and we're about to open one in Beverly Hills. This has helped the spec process dramatically. Customers, I did a spec in New York a couple weeks ago. It was an hour and a half. So we all know that our principals, we're selling them time. We're selling them time savings. So when they can get in and not spend 3 different sessions speccing an airplane, but they can do it in one session in an hour and a half, we're giving them back time, and that's a key focus for what we do at Gulfstream. We've been delivering special missions aircraft for over 50 years. We have 200 special missions aircraft in order across 41 countries. And you'll see several different iterations. You've got VIP transport at the top, some airborne research in the middle, and then medevac on the bottom. We talk a lot about customer support. When you're selling a $75 to $80 million aircraft, when something happens, you need to be able to react quickly and put any issues to bed. That is the key hallmark of our company. Our president started in customer support. It's in our DNA. Airplanes sometimes have issues, and when they do, it's all about how you react. It can change a customer's view of your entire company, so it's a really important thing, and we take a lot of pride on this, and we spend a lot of our investment in supporting the aircraft. You may have seen some of these aircraft flying around. We have several aircraft in our fleet that move people, parts, mechanics, so when aircraft do break, we can get to the customers as quickly as possible and get them airborne again. Here's our global footprint. We have a brand new service center that we launched in 2020 in Farnborough in the UK. We also have a number of facilities through the region through our sister company, Jet Aviation. We talked about the parts distribution network. We have a logistics hub in Savannah that you can see there, and then we have 5 distribution centers strategically placed around the world. Typically, they're close to a major commercial airport, so we can get a part and get it dispatched as quickly as possible. And then we have 4 forward stocking locations. So in summary, we like to say we do business the Gulfstream way. We lead with integrity. We're an advocate for business aviation and sustainability and certification reform. We continue to invest in new products, technologies, and services. And we remain disciplined in our production rates and business practices. Thank you for your time and attention. Nice to meet you.